Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Daniel from Daniel's Late Night Sharpening. Hope you all are doing well. Um, I just wanted to make a somewhat brief video going over some cool accessories for the Tormek system. For specifically, I purchased a Tormek T8 recently. My last video was just a short video of me sharpening an Essie Azula 2. This video, I kind of want to just go over some of the different accessories that are aimed specifically for knife sharpening. If you're not familiar with the Tormek system, if you look it up, it's a Swedish company that's been around since the at least the 70s, and basically their claim to fame is a water-cooled circular stone water wheel, and their latest version that's been around. I think the T8 came out in probably, I think, 2015. The type of stone that it uses is a 10-inch aluminum oxide stone, like a Japanese, essentially like a water stone, standard water stone. And the grit rating depends on how you dress it, so it can vary from 220 grit to 1000 grit. And I can say the 1000 grit edge that you get from it, uh, isn't a mirror, but it's kind of like a cloudy mirror. It's still a really, really good, sharp looking edge. And then the other side of the Tormek is a leather wheel, which Tormek sells a host of different accessories, multiple different types of wheels, different type of leather wheels, composite wheels. I mean, you name it. Profile leather wheels for specific wood carpentry tools. Um, I guess right off the bat, one of the things that I did is instead of using the Tormek branded um, aluminum oxide paste, I used gunny juice. And essentially, this is just a 3 micron diamond emulsion spray, uh, and it's worked excellent. And I'll show that in more depth when I start reviewing the Tormek system itself. But that is a great accessory if you haven't gotten this stuff. Works awesome. I have 3, 1, half micron, and excellent product. Um, Probably the main thing that I've seen different from it, if I'm comparing it to, like the Wicked Edge um, sharpening diamond paste, or I think this is a Wicked Edge, Wicked Edge branded diamond emulsion. The main difference between those and the Gunny Juice one is just, at least subjectively, it just feels, you could be using a 1 micron, but it feels like you're using sandpaper. Like, you get really good knife feel out of it. Feels like you're actually doing something to the bevel. So you get really good feedback. Not sure if I'm really describing it that well, but it feels like it's very aggressive, but it's leaving an excellent finish. So that's what I did right off the bat for the leather wheel. Um, for knife sharpening specifically, um, the Tormek system, what they sell is they have a long knife jig and a regular knife jig. And essentially, this is a cast zinc clamp for knives. It looks really simple, but actually, it's very nice quality. Obviously, you can see this is just a one-piece design with a floating jaw. There's a main tightening screw and then a jack screw. Obviously, that's going to, obviously compound the amount of clamp force. And inside is, you see that shelf right there, and then there's springs to keep the jaws open. So yeah, this works great. This is the main one that I've used so far. Only problem that I've encountered so far is, obviously, see, there's not a plastic. I don't know what you would call it, but a plastic shelf, just like on this one. It comes with a plastic shelf, and it actually cracked, and it's adjustable in the sense that these threads right here, you're able to rotate it in or out. So that's how you're able to do real micro fine adjustments to your angle relative to the universal guide system that the Tormeks are known for, which I'll elaborate once I get into the actual Tormek system. But yeah, excellent accessory. I think it's about 40 to 50 bucks or 50 to 60 bucks, something around there. But inherently, the design is not very good for centering the blade. I haven't noticed some huge difference, but obviously by design, both jaws aren't moving. So the way that an accessory that people get from a gentleman named Hans, company called, I think you pronounce it Schleif Junkies. I'm probably butchering that. And essentially, he machines and makes all his own Tormek accessories, and he has accessories for other guided knife sharpening systems. But what differentiates this clamp system to the Tormek branded one is that you can see that both of these are they move relative to each other, so both jaws of the clamp move at the same time. Obviously, you can see it's threaded all the way through. It's connected in the center, and you see these two support guide rods, so it stays, doesn't have slop or play. There's rubber inserts, and he provides extra replacement rubber inserts for free as well. So this is definitely money worth well spent. And this uses the same micro adjust system, only it uses a set screw design to be able to cinch it down and lock it in place. But essentially, you can rotate this in and out, and even the plastic portion it's not injection molded. It's looks to be like machined Delrin or machined acetal, some sort of probably engineering grade plastic or resin. Very high quality, feels very dense, and yeah, the machining and everything about this is just top notch. I mean, you're paying for it, and you're paying for the shipping from Germany. But honestly, purchasing it was a breeze. It wasn't difficult at all. You go through PayPal, automatically converts it to the different German currency, and and he has a ton of different accessories. So if you haven't had a chance, I don't know the website off the top of my head. I know it's Schleif Junkies. I don't know the exact address, but yeah, if you Google that, you'll see what I'm talking about. Excellent. If you have a Tormek system, definitely I would recommend looking into it. Awesome. Okay, so we have both the knife clamps out of the way, and by the way, if you go to Schleif Junkies, he has 2 or 3 other different types of clamps just for the Tormek system. So yeah, definitely look on his website. Lots of good stuff. The third item, which I've actually had this, I bought this when I had the Wicked Edge system, but this is their small knife jig, and essentially you put your handle through here, tighten it down here, and then this is the part that you clamp down on. So essentially it would act as kind of like this, and you can angle it every which way so you can align it relative to the stone. This allows you to fasten kind of odd shaped or small knives. So I've actually had that for a while. Yeah, it worked really good for the Wicked Edge system. Obviously, the jaws would clamp vertically like that, and you would have your knife going this direction. So yeah, great accessory, good quality. Next, this was kind of cool. So this is a standard, obviously, tool rest. You'd be just like on any other like high speed grinder system. This is the same idea, and correct me if I'm wrong. And I believe with Tormek, they actually have a patent pending for this design. So once you put this into the guide rod system and cinch it down, exerts something like 40% extra force or something like that. I forgot what it is. But once the guide rod is butted up against this surface, then it's concentric. So it's not like it's aligning it off kilter or off axis. I mean, they factor that into the engineering of this sort of retention system. So yeah, very simple. You can obviously have it any which angle as you want, and opens up for, you know, garden tools, odd shaped tools, stuff like that. Lastly, the this is pretty cool. Very simple. This is Tormek branded axe jig, but basically you put your the back end of the axe into here. It wedges itself in there, and then you do edge leading. So it's you know, it's kind of pushing up against this automatically by default, so it doesn't become loose. Yeah, you know, I just was messing around with this. I still haven't, you know, really gotten good with the Tormek system yet. But like literally the first time that I've ever used it, for at least the first 2 or 3 nights, I sharpened this just standard hatchet S-Wig, and you can kind of tell. And I was correcting. I had hand sharpness initially. I only took this up to 1,000 grit. But yeah, it's nothing crazy, you know, but nice and consistent bevel all across. Flip it over. You know, same thing on this side. You know, not a mirrored edge. Definitely super sharp though. And the way that mounts is like that. So that goes into your stone. Yeah, so that's how it mounts up. And I just wanted to show this. This is the Azula 2 that I was sharpening in my last video. Again, I'm a beginner, still learning a lot. But even as a beginner, I mean, there's more of a learning curve definitely with this system as opposed to like a Wicked Edge or TS Prof. But even as a beginner, I was able to get a pretty solid edge. I mean, it's wicked sharp. Bevel is not exactly perfect. You can see that obviously I didn't have it clamped exactly right because it kind of varied towards the tip, but it's not rounded off. Extremely good working edge. See there? And yeah, for one of the first couple knives that I've used on this system, it produced a pretty good, you know, edge. If I use the 4,000 grit, you know, I took this up to 1,000 grit, just the basic stone. If I had used the 4,000 grit Japanese water stone, I'm sure it would be essentially a mirror. Yeah, very satisfied, still learning, but yeah, I was pretty happy with the results of that. All right, and last but not least, this actually comes with the standard Tormek system, and this is their Chisel, you know, planer blade, just anything sort of flat edge sharpening utensil that you can fit in here. And basically, I think by default it's the chisels that work really well. I haven't done this one on the, actually what you see here is what I tried doing a long time ago on the Wicked Edge chisel adapter. Obviously I had it misaligned, and I plan to correct it on the Tormek system. But yeah, this just comes with the system, kind of like a universal tool. Very well made, as you can see. Comes with its own adjustment screws to be able to align this properly to your wheel. This goes back and forth, so you can put really large blades, narrow blades. It's dovetailed right here, so that's what gets us perpendicular to this. These holes right here is where, that's where you put on the universal support rail, and it allows you to do this motion relative to the stone. So yeah, and then you can flatten, people don't, you know, forget about this, but you can flatten the flat end on the side of the wheel. So you can do, and matter of fact, they actually have a universal support guide rod base that allows you to, if you need exact V grind, you can use the side of your wheels. I think they're mainly used for the diamond wheels that Tormek sells, but you can also do with the aftermarket CBN wheels and you know, just the standard wheel that comes with the system. It feels relatively flat. Really, really good quality, and probably the same thing with the Japanese Waterstone, but I don't recommend it because I haven't seen anything about it. So, but yeah, that just comes with the system, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I just kind of want to show it off because, I mean, gee, it is just super stout. Everything is cast, high quality, bronze bushings everywhere, extremely smooth. So yeah, that's a really cool, just default, accessory that comes with it. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it, and keep tuned in for more sharpening accessories and Tormek videos. Thank you. Bye.